I live independently in the community with my fiance, and I direct my own services and supports.
And how long have you been receiving services and supports?
For about 15 years now, most of which have been self-direction.
Can you explain a little bit what self-direction is?
Self-direction is where an individual or myself gets to hire their own staff, interview them, pre-screen them, train them to my needs, have them work with me in the community and in my home, and whatever else I might need. It also allows me at times, if something is not working, to be able to terminate the relationship.
Okay, so how's that working for you?
It's worked awesome for me. To give you a little bit of background, I have come up through the service ranks. I've done They Have Without Walls. I've done sheltered workshops. I've done pretty much every service out there, and I found that when self-direction came along, it gave me the freedom to do what I needed to do, to be able to design my own schedule, my own activities, who I did those activities with, where I go in the community. It's helped me develop so many community relationships and be able to work in the community. So it's vital.
Wow, I guess we're done. No, I'm kidding. You are familiar with the It Matters to Me campaign. You participated in 2 self-advocacy meetings, one with Assemblyman McGee, and you also spoke with the meeting with Jessica from the governor's office. And you raised some concerns.
Yes, I have 2 that are very vital right now. I think that self-direction staff, not only mine, but every self-direction staff out there, goes above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that our needs are met as a whole, and they want to cut their benefits and make them find their own health coverage, which I think, to be blunt, is a load of crap. Because I think if you cut the benefits for myself and for others, that you're going to end up with people getting hurt or things happening because there's nothing to hold them accountable and nothing to make them stay in the position.
Can you tell me how important a direct support professional is to your life?
A direct support professional to my life is vital. Without them, to put it boldly, and it's the truth, I would die. I would die, no pun intended, because they need to help me use the bathroom, they need to help me shower, they need to help me dress, they need to help me get to the doctors, they need to help me get to my community activities, and be safe while doing all those activities. So without direct support staff, some of us could literally die.
You told me, and I don't want you to feel like you have to share this with me, but you told me in the past that you have been abused.
Yes.
And was that abuse done by a direct support professional? And can you tell me a little bit about that, or no?
Yes. I won't mention any names.
No names.
But I have been abused because I had some direct support staff that were doing some activities that were harming me. And being the supervisor and being in that role, I thought it would be okay to be able to address the issues with them. But the minute I did that and I spoke up, they, in rebellious, thought it would be okay to abuse me. I've not only had it happen in one case, I've had it happen in several cases, and it worries me to some degree because I'm able to speak for myself and let the higher ups know that this abuse is going on and things are wrong. But what worries me is what about those people with disabilities who can't speak for themselves? You know, I'm not only advocating for myself, I'm advocating for others. And I'm very passionate about it. And I think the elected officials need to pay attention that sometimes it's not always about the money and the top dollar. They need to realize that they're playing with human life.
Good point. I'm pausing a little bit before I ask the next question, because when we edit the film, I think that was a really powerful statement. And I just want to be clear that when we're talking about you with your experience of abuse and direct support professional, that's not all direct support
No.
professionals. And do you think that there was something that could have been done to prevent that? Do you think that well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. But
I think there are ways to prevent it. I think that, you know, we say in the field that, you know, nobody deserves abuse. Nobody needs to be fearful of retaliation if they speak up when something is wrong. But the retaliation still happens every now and then. And I think we need to, as a whole, look at that. Because sometimes individuals are not protected the way that they say they are.
Can you give me some examples of that?
I have gotten abused because I decided that when it came time to do one of my direct care support staff's evaluation, that things weren't up to snuff. I had given her suggestions on what could work better for her and the relationship, and I didn't think she was at that point due for a raise. And she got mad at me for that and abused me.
So I just want to make sure that not all direct support professionals are lumped into the category
No.
of abusing. But did she lack qualifications? Did she?
It was her ability to be able to do that job. It wasn't that she was disqualified. It was just honestly that she had gotten lazy or laid back, if I can say. But I'd also like to say on that note, I now have a direct support staff that is awesome, that will support me in every activity I do, whether it's volunteering, whether it's doctor's appointments, whether it's anything in the community, and she even helps me with my recreational activities.
That's great. And can you tell me about her rate of pay?
Her rate of pay sucks. I don't think for the work that she does and the level of time that she puts into her job and the hours that she's with me, she's not paid nearly enough. I do what I can within the restraints that I can to be able to pay her as much as I can without jeopardizing my care. Because see, it also happens sometimes with my self-direction plan that if I give her a raise too much, that means that I have to cut hours of care. So I have to give and take. So within those guidelines, I try to do what I can as a supervisor, but I think the elected officials need to take note of that, because I don't think direct support staff as a whole are paid nearly enough for the work that they do. They care for the most vulnerable.
So tell me what you think about the governor passing legislation that gives fast food workers a minimum wage increase of $15 an hour.
I totally think that is bogus. I think that if he's going to do that, then he needs to look at other professions too. And I think if he was a good elected official, he would want to take note that direct support staff take care of the most vulnerable. And without them, we could die. And without them, there's no guarantee that they're going to stay in their position for a long period of time, because who wants to work for $9 an hour or even $10 an hour? Nobody in their right mind can live on that income. And it's unfair that our elected officials think that our direct support staff can do that.
Great. Nichole, I'd like you to start your next sentence with these words and then complete the thought. What matters to me is.
What matters to me is that I get to be able to keep living my independent life and have choices, but also have my direct support staff cared for as well.
Great. Is there anything else that you would like to say?
And I'd like to say that there are direct support staff out there that do care, and they need to be recognized for that, because I don't think that they get the recognition that they deserve, because they're on the front lines every day, not like the pencil pushers of our elected officials.
Some elected officials are good though, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay.